So if somebody doesn't want to do something, their partner can go off or their friends can go off and cycle, and we'll just organise whatever they'd like to do. And of course they can just sit by the pool if that's what they wish. That is the big difference that we sell, and we see it with virtually all the other companies. You start at A on day one, and then you have to cycle to B and cycle to C and cycle to D, and everybody that's on the holiday has to cycle because there's basically no other option. So we're a lot more generous, if I could call it that. It's a lot easier. And as I said before, this is your holiday. You're not doing what we want, you're doing what you want. And we just do everything we can to accommodate you. That's basically it.
I used to be a travel agent, and I specialised in people with specific needs. And coming across a company like yours where you say you can cater and arrange was quite rare, unfortunately. It was always take it or leave it. So I'm really impressed to hear you say that. Well,
as I said to you earlier, this is our livelihood, and we're all travelled and holidayed people, and I think we understand what people want. We don't know what they want, but we understand that they do want different things, and if we're going to succeed, then we have to make you happy, and that's our philosophy. Come out here, enjoy this beautiful countryside, and let us help you do it. Let us show it off to you, because we know it. We're here all the time. We're not in some office in San Francisco or wherever and having reps out here doing it for us. This is us, and hopefully we can give you a good time, and you'll come back.
What about my phone call? I want to call my family.
Too late now.
Please, please, please.
Step through now, please.
Oh, no.
Too late now.
Here's the goods. You take them in false bottom bag, you strap them to your body, it's up to you.
Look, I've changed my mind. I want out.
Too late now.
So, you're offering me a free holiday?
Yeah.
I just have to bring back something for a friend of yours.
That's right. And you'll get some serious cash.
Right.
Well?
Not too late. Don't get talked into trafficking drugs. Once you're in, the British government can't get you out. Don't throw your life away.
Checking it out before you check in on the John Guinn Travel Show on ukhealthradio.com. Still to come, the bedbug story and how to use the internet to plan and research the right location for your holiday. But now I'm coming to the conclusion of my chat with Peter Stevenson from Gascon Cycling Tours. We've covered the basics of touring on cycles, and we've talked about what this touring company can offer those who do like cycling and those who can't stand it. But we need to know when we can go. When I was a postman, I was a postman for most of the year, and it was the wettest summer we had forever, and it just chucked down, seemed to be like every day. Surprising I didn't get rusty. So the weather's important, so let's find out when these tours are running with Gascon Cycling Tours.
Basically, we run from beginning of May to the end of October. We're thinking of extending it because autumn was so beautiful this year. We had sunshine here up to Christmas. It was just absolutely beautiful. So we kind of think, maybe next year we'll do November as well. Of course, it'll rain in November next year.
Yeah.
So basically, we say May to October. But if somebody wants to come out, if a group of people want to come out, at Easter or for some special occasion for them, we'll always talk to them. The facilities are there. Okay, the swimming pool might not be open, but otherwise all the other facilities are there, and they're more than welcome. We'll deal with them.
This is a difficult question because it depends on so many different things, such as the time of year you come in and things like that. But what would you say would be your lead-in price or a ballpark figure of how much a week with you would cost?
Oh, we have a very simple pricing structure of 1,190 euros per person per week, which is about £900, depending on the exchange rate is going crazy at the moment, as you know.
Yeah.
At the moment, we have two specials going for early booking, which is for groups of 7 or more, we're offering free places. And for everybody else, individuals or small groups, we're offering €100 reduction. These are specials for early booking, and they go on till Easter Monday, the 28th of March. So there's about another 4 weeks for these offers, and then after that, it's the full price of the $11.90 per person.
How does a customer pay you? Because you said euros there. Is it a money transfer, credit card, debit card?
It's through PayPal.
Oh, PayPal.
Very simply through PayPal. It's on the website, so you can pay with your credit card, pay by bank transfer, whatever you wish. So it's a very simple transaction.
Yeah, PayPal couldn't get much simpler, could it? So that's nice.
Yeah, PayPal are good.
Yeah. So you've got a fair selection of routes, but which is your personal favourite?
Like that, I suppose it often depends on the day and how you're feeling. But there's one in particular that I absolutely adore. There's a lake. It's about 2 hours from here. It's the lake at the end of the River Dar, or the Lac de la Dare. And you cycle down there along a ridge. So you kind of go around a corner and you see, just different vistas all the way along. It's absolutely beautiful. You're looking down onto the countryside all the way along. And you get to this lake, and we're on the north side of the lake. We stop on the north side of the lake, and you look across the lake southwards to the Pyrenees. And we stop there, and we have a picnic, for about an hour or so. And then cycle back again, and that is just beautiful. It's just a beautiful, beautiful cycle, relaxing. 4, 5, 6 hours. It depends how long we take for lunch, but 4 or 5 hours, and I think that's my favorite because it's such a beautiful location down there with the Pyrenees. There's actually on the website. There's actually a picture of it where we stop and looking across the lake.
So if somebody came along and wanted to do that every day for a week, you wouldn't be too upset about that?
No, not at all, not at all. But as I say, there's places to go to and so many villages. And, on different days, there's different farmers' markets that are on. So you kind of say, it'd be great to go to Bassus today, or it'd be great to go to Mirande or Marciac or whatever it is. And also, there's music festivals on in Marciac. Marciac have a huge jazz festival on in July. Mirande have a country music festival. So there's it just depends on the day. There might be something different going on somewhere else, special antique fair or something, and we say, look, this is a good place. We'll go here today, and so it just changes, and it's fun. It's lots of fun.
Right, so how can we find out more about Gascon Cycling Tours? Well,
we have a website, obviously, which is GasconCyclingTours.com, www.GasconCyclingTours, as it is all one word.com. We have a Facebook page, so just simply search for Gascon Cycling Tours, and that will come up. And we have a Twitter account, which is @Gascon Cycling. So we have all the social media. You can book online. Well, when I say book online, you book through the website, where just send us your phone number or email, and we'll contact you. We'll ring you back, and we'll go through the booking process with you. Ask you all the questions on how experienced you are, what sort of holiday you want, and just take it from there.
So the personal service starts before you're booked?
Yes, yeah. That's what we believe in.
Okay, well, great. Well, thanks, Peter. Thank you for your time.
More than welcome. It's lovely to talk to you, John.
You're listening to The Travel Show with John Guinn on ukhealthradio.com. The social media and website information will be listed at facebook.com/John Guinn Travel Show. Just look for the posting for this show, which is the 3rd of March. If you've been on a cycling tour and you have some tips you'd like to share, please post them at the Facebook page. And if you've got any pictures or videos you'd like to share too, please put those up so people can see the fun you can have on a cycling tour. Travel news is still to come, but first of all, I want to talk about using the internet to research and plan your travel. And this is following on from last week's show. If you missed last week's show, I talked about social media and travel planning. You can find the link for the podcast to the Facebook page. So government advisories, and some people may feel that the best place to start planning is to look at a guidebook. But there's no point researching somewhere if afterwards you find that the government says it's too dangerous to visit. The Foreign and Commonwealth Office, which is www.gov.uk/FCO, lists the current advice for UK travellers to any recognised country in the world. If the FCO says you can't visit, then you won't be able to get travel insurance. Don't mean you can't go there, you just won't get any protection or advice or backup. So you're best off not going, to be perfectly honest. But it also offers advice on local issues within countries, such as crime hotspots, things to avoid because of elections. There's an update on Lebanon come through while I was recording this, and it says that a lot of guns get fired for celebrations. So if you're near somewhere that's celebrating, then get indoors and stay away from windows. So it's not just horrible stuff, it's some useful stuff as well. But of course, being the civil service, it can be a very dry read, and the warning for any country could put you off going, because of course they have to make sure they don't forget anything or miss anything out. So if you're worried about the advice for a country you're interested in, have a look at the advice for a country you know quite well or one you've just been to, and see how they describe that country, and then you can make your mind up whether they're a little bit over the top or not for the country you've been to, and then you can make your decision from there. Sometimes the UK government may decide that a place offers no real risk to travellers, but other countries might. So if you're going to the Far East, for example, you're best off checking the advice given by the Australian government. After all, the Far East holidays is basically the Mediterranean for Australians. And also you can check the advice given by the American government and also the Canadian government as well, and links to those will be at facebook.com/John Guinn Travel Show. Also important is travel health. Now, the Department of Health's website is not that user-friendly when looking for travel advice, so you may need to spend some time searching around to find the advice you're looking for. As luck would have it, the Scottish Health Service has a much better website, very useful. Of course, even though you do check on the website, you should always check with your GP to make sure that you get the medication that you need. And if you really want to go overboard with your health research, you could check out the Hospital for Tropical Diseases website. This is the only National Health Service hospital dedicated to prevention, diagnosis and treatment of tropical diseases and travel-related infections. And if you are interested in the latest global disease outbreak issues, then check out the World Health Organisation's website too. And just to round this a little bit off, the visa. If you arrive at a country without a required visa, it could be a very short trip for you. In fact, you might not even get on the plane in the first place. So you might end up with a night in the cells at the airport and then kick back to where you came from. So for entry requirements, you need to check with a local consulate or embassy. And these can be found by visiting a website called Project Visa or Embassy World. But neither is comprehensive, so Google might be more useful instead. But please be aware that requirements for visas can change overnight, so always check before you go to make sure the requirements haven't changed. A South African friend of mine chose a specific island to propose to his girlfriend because he knew that he didn't need a visa, which is unusual for somebody with a South African passport. And a couple of weeks before he went, wouldn't you know, the visa requirements changed and he needed a visa. But if he hadn't been a travel professional who was used to that sort of thing, he may not have been able to go to the island to propose to his girlfriend, which he had planned for ages. She said yes, by the way.